we're almost at the end of the year. I just finished Thanksgiving. I got to start my Christmas shopping. But when am I going to get it all done? And oh my gosh, talking about, starting off January with a bang. What does that even look like? And my hope, friends, is that today we get to pour some love and support and encouragement, both mentally and tactically. We hope to give you guys some tools, some energy moving into this month so that you feel prepared, so that you feel empowered, and that you feel ready and prepped for success in 2023. You guys, we kind of brain dumped what we felt was most helpful for us when we're kind of getting back on the wagon, re-strategizing, getting organized, and it came down to 3 buckets. And so we're gonna have a conversation about 3 different buckets today. The very first bucket of 3 that we're going to touch on today to help you build momentum in preparation for 2023 is to get your mind right.
It's funny because as we were looking at today, we were like, holy cow, like the mindset piece of this, get your mind right, is the biggest part of it. And if you are like me and I looked for tactical strategy, tell me what things to do and I'll go do them.
Just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
Yeah, that was me for the longest time until I got my mind right. And when I got my mind right, everything else got better. And again, this is why so many leaders, so many great people talk about the importance of personal development, guarding that time, We'll get into some of that, but it makes or freaking breaks you.
Think about, this past month, this past year, even the last several months. Ask yourself, forget the ranks for a minute, okay? Because you think that's what it's about, but I'm telling you, once you realize it ain't about the ranks, you will shock yourself at all the things that you've missed, all the things. It's like the foggy lens is clear and you start to see things and feel things and grow and stretch. It's an unbelievable feeling. I want you to ask yourselves, what are you most proud of? Like, what did you accomplish? No, and I don't want you thinking, oh, that's not really a big deal. Stop it. What do you feel you are proud of after these last several months? Ranks aside.
And nobody else gets it, my friends. Your husband's not going to get it. Your wife's probably not going to get it. Your friends are going to think you're a weirdo. Like, that's why we're saying you're amongst the weirdos here, because we are the dreamers. We are the doers. We are the visioneers. We are the people that literally think that we can make a dent in the world. John Maxwell, one of my favorite quotes, he said, I just want to make a difference with people who make a difference doing something that makes a difference. Right. And like, this is us. This is us right here.
And here's something very important. Mindy and I were talking not too long ago about, there are people that show up and are showing up on video and they're being consistent and they're doing the things and are still not experiencing the results. And my immediate knee-jerk reaction was, they've got to bring more value to the marketplace.
Say that again. Say it again.
You gotta bring more value to the marketplace. Yeah. I need to. Mindy needs to. Y'all need to bring more value to the marketplace. Because guess what? Have you noticed over the last, 1 to 3 years, network marketing is getting a bit noisy out there. It's a little bit noisy. So there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of chatter. And I'm only 5 feet tall. So legit, I feel like I'm in the middle of a crowded room and nobody can even look down and see me. It's like, literally, value is your currency. Attention is your asset. And you only gain the attention by the value that you bring to the marketplace. And I'm not talking about just your business friends. So my next question for you, when you look back, what have you given back most to people? Ask yourselves, what have you given back intentionally to people, to your family, to your team? What about to the profession? How have you contributed to the profession? You see, I want to actually challenge people. Y'all think that you don't have something special. Y'all are looking, the blinders aren't on, you're looking left, you're looking right, and you're thinking, I got to be more like this person. I got to do it live like this. Man, I wish I could do what John Melton does. Don't we all? But let's take him out of the equation because he kind of like throws off our whole meat.
He's like a male version unicorn kind of guy.
It's a male unicorn.
I don't know why I assume unicorns are female. Anyway, that's another conversation. Go ahead, Jen. I don't mean to.
But I want people to think about this. Like, you think that you're so busy looking outside, you're not paying attention. Friends, drop without even thinking much, shout yourselves out. What is your biggest strength? Start building your creation of your content and the value that you bring to the marketplace around that.
And listen, if you right now are really scratching your brain for like, what did I give back? Or how do I become more valuable? Or what is my greatest strength? This is where we want to touch on getting your mind right. You guys, for the longest time, I was not a big personal development, like freaking weirdo. Okay. I was not. I am obsessed now. And here's why. Because I know that the more I develop myself personally, I mean, the greatest investment you can ever make is truly within yourself. You will reap the dividends of that for years. Personal development is what you need to be doing, and you're not doing it, because if you were, then you'd figure that out in a quick hurry. I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. And here's why I know this is the truth, because I did the same dang thing. I would be like going to the trainings and attending the things, but then I really wasn't doing the personal development and gratitude. I really didn't follow that part because I thought it was stupid. That was the massive key to unlock all of the other stuff that you want. Okay.
You guys, think about now as we're reflecting, take a minute and also look back at the year as what worked for you. What did you find throughout these last several months, this past year? What did you find worked well? Mindo, what worked well for you?
I really have been very, very, very disciplined on my daily morning routine. My time in the morning with my coffee and with Jesus and all of that, and then going into my workouts, like I've been extremely disciplined in that. And that sets my entire day up for a win. Now, I am not a regimented, I'm kind of like I don't even know what you want to call me. I'm like a little mermaid out there in the ocean, swimming around. So, you know, or like squirrels at a rave. I mean, that's a good example of my brain too sometimes. So if you're like me, okay, and those people that are very rigid and very extremely disciplined, like that gets me nervous and sweaty. I just continue to progress. So continuing to grow my network, continuing to have conversations, even though it's not always, what do you want to say on a spreadsheet, Jen? Just being very consistent with progress, I guess, is what I would say. What about you, Coop?
I would say that doing short video has gained me a lot, has developed a lot newer conversations for me. And friends, to be honest with you, I white knuckled short videos for a while. I'm a Leo, I'm a red, like I'm that type of network marketer. If you follow the colors, I'm red. If you follow Myers-Briggs, I'm a dominant personality. I don't like to suck at things. If there are games that I have not played before, I don't play them because I don't want to suck at them. Like, that's just me. So short form video came out and I'm like, nah, nope, still not doing it. Started white knuckling it. No, still not doing it. Like, I did not want to do it. And what I learned was, if I want to continue to evolve as a leader, if I want to continue to evolve with the trends, I have to open up my mind and welcome the discomfort. And so I would say I am not great at editing short videos. I am not like the videos that you're like, oh my God, how did they make it look cool? And like they went in and out. And
transitions.
Like, I don't know how to do that. So you know what I did? I focused on the value. I focused on the message. That's what I did. And that worked well for me, because I wasn't doing the prettiest short videos, but I focused on the message. I focused on the value that I was bringing to the marketplace, because it's getting kind of noisy out there. And that worked well for me. So you guys, another question for you. What are you going to stop doing on this whole, like, you know, you're self-evaluating right now, looking at your year? What were you doing that you need to stop doing prior to moving into 2023? Mindy, what do you need to stop doing?
I'm going to stop overcomplicating things. But this is so true for so many of us leaders, that we try to perfect things to such a point, right, that we've overwhelmed our teams. But anyway, the point is I have been one of those people that it's like, but if I teach them exactly how they can onboard, exactly this exact thing that I exactly did perfectly, then they'll have success. And that's a whole nother conversation. It's not the truth of the matter. So I'm going to really, really work hard on just keeping things really simple and basic.
I didn't have that I was never really bitten, or at least very hard, by the compare-itis bug, but I did this year. This year, I started questioning what I bring to the marketplace, what I bring to my clients. I started questioning things that were so like foreign to me that I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And now I've kind of flipped the script in my head, and I'm going to take that with me into 2023. What I'm going to stop doing when I feel that comparison, as we all will, what I've learned is each level requires a new level of you. And every level that you grow and you go up, you're going to be faced with a different audience, with different conversations, with different challenges and different things to overcome, different players in the arena around you. And what that did for me, I started running with some really successful people that kept me looking, or that made me look left and right a bit. I'm going to not stay there long. I'm going to look at it as an opportunity for, that must mean I'm on the verge of something. That must mean that I'm playing in the right game at the right time, and I have to pay attention to the lessons that I'm supposed to be learning. That's how I'm going to take that with me in 2023.
That's so good. That's so good. I got to tell you guys too, for those of you that do want to be successful here, that this is your profession, you know, you've got that you've got a place in this space, and this is where you're going to be successful. I love Jim Rohn said that successful people do what unsuccessful people are not willing to do. Like if you want to be successful here, you've got to do those things that unsuccessful people, they will not do. So yeah. And again, it all stops and starts, my friends. It all stops and starts, hear me so clearly, on your mindset. And so getting your mind right, you know, as far as building your business to capitalize in this new year, make it an absolute priority that before anything else, before scrolling on social media, before checking the news, before you just shut that crap off anyway, before doing any of that kind of stuff, that you will protect your mind and grow your mind, because that is where it's freaking at.
Now, here's the fun part. Now that we've done some reflection, we've talked about some things that we're not going to take with us into 2023. Now we have to start visioneering. We have to start vision casting. Now, I don't just mean the next rank advancement that you're going to hit. That's not what I mean. I want you thinking, you know, okay, if it is a rank advancement, remove that from it. What comes with that advancement? And then split and then break it back even further. What does it mean? What your goals are? Like, what are you going to do? Not what you want to do, not what you hope to do. What are you going to commit to seeing through until? Because I want you to start thinking about what happens when you achieve that thing. Who's with you along that ride? What does your life look like? What's happening around you? What does your day look like? What does your morning look like when you've achieved the thing? Do you know that you can actually trick your brain into firing off neurotransmitting activity that makes you believe, almost makes you feel like you've done the thing before you've even done it?
I love that. There's truth to that. But isn't that a beautiful thing? Just because you were raised a certain way, just because, you know, your job sucks, just because you're blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, you do need to get out of some of those crappy circles and get into some better circles, which is why you guys are here. I'm so thankful. It's science. It's a beautiful thing. Praise God for that, because otherwise a lot of us would be stuck in ruts that we just not get out of. And I mean, so the good news is that truly, you can rewire it. It's amazing, isn't it? And again, you guys, I hope that as we go into 2023, and some of us, me speaking specifically about myself, at one point in my life, I needed permission to dream again. I needed permission to feel, I don't know, I felt for too long like if I think too much of myself and like my dreams and that's a selfish thing. Like my brain was all kinds of crazy. And I want to give, if you're listening right now and you're just like, you guys, I just feel like I can't do that. Like, I give you permission to do that. It is so necessary and vital to your success here. You have to dream. You have to grow. You have to do these kinds of things that, you know, for the longest time, I was like, you know, well, what color do you like, Mindy? I'm like, I don't know. I have kids and a husband. I don't think of myself anymore because I've given myself away. Like, get to know yourself again, dream some more, give yourself some value, get around that personal development in these kind of circles, and your whole freaking life will change.
Let's move on into our smaller buckets now, because once we get a little mental, right? We get our heads in the right space. Move on to number 2. Now we're getting more tactical. And I'm just going to put it out there, dude, get your space right.
This hot mess express thing, I know some of you pride yourself on that, and to each their own, but I will just say this, coming into an agreement with you being that way, I don't believe it serves you well. It's like chaotic, like, and I guess if that's the best way that you operate, I have a hard time believing that, in a sense, because it's like 57 plates are spinning and you're dropping each one and somehow you're continuing to move forward. Can you imagine if you took the time, energy, and effort in you spinning all these crazy plates and really had a good organized space, a space that's clean and well put together, a system, so on and so forth? Can you imagine using that time, energy, and effort that you use hot mess expressing? It could really function efficiently for you, and I just think that you could just get so much more done. Anyways, I'm just saying. Okay.
So what you're trying to say is clean your shift.
Clean your shift.
Clean your shift. Why? Because once you clean up your space, you are able to optimize your creativity, your energy. You're able to reduce anxiousness. You're able to increase productivity. I mean, hello, literally just by cleaning your shift. If you clean your space, friends, around you, you can shift into your next, you can shift the needle in your favor. You know, getting time to get organized. You know, I would start by, there is statistical significance with individuals whose working spaces involve natural light, involve spaces with windows where you can see the outside. Do you know that those individuals that are around natural light, or even can get themselves into natural light occasionally, they increase it stimulates their serotonin production. It reduces their feelings of anxiety. It literally creates a space for them, and a visual, like their visual acuity becomes more relaxed, right? And people, when they are in a more relaxed state, they can be more creative and let the fun flow, right? It's literally, it's science. Like, people study this stuff. So think about that. Think about get the crap out of your space. And if you have, what is your space? Let me ask you, where is your space, friends? Are you down in a dungeon, like in the basement, like walled off? If you're like, dude, Cooper, that's the only place I have. Mindy, where else am I always?
In your car, always in her car. And you do some of your best work. When we talk on the phone and we're like banging out the team calendar and putting together some strategy and whatever, like, it's like Jen's in her car.
It's on purpose.
Yeah. I'm using this time to better what's coming in January of 2023. More efficient. Being more efficient is so important to me, because again, you guys, if for those of you that are here and you're wanting to scale your business, you cannot scale the Hot Mess Express. That won't work.
And even before we get into our third bucket, let me ask you real quick, because this matters. I like to call this your game time.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what that is? Your largest, most uninterrupted block of your day, generally speaking, that you can work your business. That is your game time. What is it? And I want to encourage you, as we move into step 3, or the third bucket, I want you to try and do these activities in that game time window.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that window, I want you to take it, or I want you to identify it now so that you can execute it in 2023. We want you guys to build a life that you love and your business around it, not your life around your business.
Yeah, big time, big time. That's what it's all about right there, Cooper. Good, nice. So yeah, let's talk about getting your activities right. So that's the third bucket. Get your activities right. It's super, super important to be doing the things. If your calendar is empty, you're technically unemployed. So my friends, and again, going back to getting your space right, a real big tip that you could take from me is, having a Google Calendar, a calendar dedicated to your business. and marking out that game time that Jen was talking about. And if that is, that sweet spot, mamas, between, after supper time and before bath time, that it's from 7 to 8, that your family knows that you're going to go do some work, right?
Nap time.
Or nap time. Yeah. Right. Like it's really important to put that block on your schedule. And so if your calendar is empty,
Mindy is being modest, but her specialty is helping people or have you ever talked to so many people and then you forget all the humans you talked to and you forget where you found them and you're like, oh my gosh, that was a great start to the conversation 2 days ago, but what was their name again? And you totally forget. That is Mindy's wheelhouse. We are all in a volunteer business right now. Nobody is cutting your check. Nobody is telling you what to do. You need to literally look at your calendar. And if it's empty, because when somebody told me, again, I don't remember where I learned this. It was ages ago. But I remember thinking, I don't have anything on my calendar. And then I thought, well, I don't even know what to put on my calendar. And I asked myself, what could I do to move the needle forward in my business? And it always starts with exposing more new people to what I offer. That's it.
Yeah.
Start there and think about what that looks like. At the time, for me, it was getting in front of people physically. Now it's more so getting in front of people virtually. Even if you aren't sure what you should do, put it in your calendar and then figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, I'll never forget when John said, and one time I said, John, I want to keep going. I want to keep running. And I said, what else can I do? He's like, maybe a live giveaway or something. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to do it next Tuesday. And I'm like, what's a live giveaway? Like, I don't even know what that looks like. So I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
I want to challenge you all. What is one thing that you could put in your calendar right now to prepare yourself? And here's for 2023, I want to give you something that all of you need to put in your calendar today, is that none of this should look flawless to you. If you attempt to do your game time and then, I don't know, your kid doesn't nap and, a kid, you have to go to this, you hurt yourself or you get sick and you have to go to the doctor and it throws off your game time. I don't want you to say, well, to heck with it. Like that, this day is a wash. I want you to know that preparing yourself with the right activities, and when you know what needs to be done, you'll be able to kind of bob and weave and move it around. The activities don't change. If something happens to your game time window, that's okay. You just might have to move the window. You shouldn't do it perfectly. These are exercises. You guys, 2023 is going to be an unbelievable year. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, the people that are going to rise to the top are the ones that are showing up and doing these things amongst a lot of distractions in the world right now. Just know that nobody can take these disciplines away from you. Nobody can keep you from showing up daily and keeping your commitments to yourself. Nobody can prevent you from cleaning your shift. Literally, the power has been in your hands all along. And I cannot wait to hear about your many successes in 2023.